Hello everyone, it's Amy and I'm here for part 2 of Build Your Stash and Craft Week 15 jelly plates. And we are going to, in part 2, make our own Brayers. And so what I have here is I have 3 different types of rollers. And I'm going to start with the one that I think is going to be the easiest, which is this little one that has a permanent, well, that comes off, but this little roller part is like permanent. It doesn't slide off a piece like this. But this is too big for our toilet paper roll to fit onto because of all of the fuzzies on there. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around this and cut all of these fuzzies off. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, I can see some black plastic under there. Looks like it's only hooked at the edges. So once you can get to the down to that black plastic, then you can just go around and cut it around the edges. Okay, I'm going to grab my razor knife. Let's see if this works better. Yeah, that works really good. And this is a really nice solid piece of plastic right here, so I think that this one is going to work very well. This one's going to be perfect if you want a small brayer, if you don't want to take up the room of a full-size paint roller. I'm kind of excited to do the full-size paint roller and try it, because even though I have a regular brayer, I'm excited about the paint roller because it's going to cover my whole jelly plate all at one time. And I think that's kind of cool, because I always get lines when I use my brayer at the edges of the brayer. And this one is going to probably do that a little bit too, but that wouldn't be any different than having a store-bought razor. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to just kind of trim up these edges, get the fuzzies off of there. And then see how well this fits on our toilet paper roll or paper towel roll, either one. Either way, we're going to have to cut it down. That looks good. Let's get this other part here. That was really simple. That was a whole lot easier than I thought. I thought I was just going to have to give it a haircut and just keep cutting it shorter and shorter till I could get no more off. Okay, now you want to make sure that when you do this that you get all of those little fuzzies off there, because you're not going to want them to get in your paint. Aha! Voila, that works really well. Now you're not going to want to push it like right onto your handle like that, because it's not going to want to turn. So you just take it to the edge right there, and that should work very well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of this off. Just take it off there for a second. I'm going to cut some of this off, but I'm not going to cut it as short as the paint roller. And I'll show you why in just a second. Okay, trim it kind of smooth. Okay, put that back on there. Make it go just to the edge. Okay, now, yeah, that ought to work. Okay, the reason I cut some of that off of there, I'm going to cut some little slits in it. I want to make sure that I don't cut down as far as, I just might have. I don't want to go down as far as where our paint is going to be, because I don't want it to leave a mark where our paint, as we're rolling it across our paint. Of course, with jelly plates, a little mark here, there's not going to hurt anything. I'm going to fold this in like this. And then I'm going to put a little piece of tape on it. I think that I should take off a little bit more. The object that I'm trying to do here is I want to tape this to the roller. And it may help it from moving a little bit, because it might want to in the beginning move. I think once this gets covered with paint, and you're going to use this just like a regular brayer, you're going to use it for your paint, and then you're going to roll it off on an extra piece of paper. Got a little extra hair there. And I think though once this starts getting covered with paint, I think that this will really release the paint well. You know, it's not going to, the first couple of times it might soak up the paint just a little bit. And I'm going to cut all of these down just a little bit. So that there's a place for the masking tape to actually grab a hold of the end of the roller. Instead of just taping them. I don't really want to tape them all together. There's no point for that really. Okay, so make sure that I'm kind of even there. And then bend these over. And I think that I might use a few pieces of masking tape. I was going to just fold them all over and just put one on there. But I think if I bend a couple over and then put some masking tape on it and do that all the way around, I think it will be much sturdier. So I think I'm just going to do it that way. Like every couple, I'll put a piece of masking tape. There we go. And so this is a really easy way to make a nice little brayer. So simple. The toilet paper roll fits on there so perfectly. And then the other thing, you don't want to come over the edge though. And you're going to want to make sure that you kind of massage that all a little bit like even, so that you don't have any spots that are going to poke into your jelly plate. And if you want, you don't have to do this. You can just try cutting it right off straight and then try brayering it. The toilet paper roll might work its way off, but then again, it may not. Or, if you find that it works really well and you like it, and the toilet paper roll does get covered with the paint and become very plasticky, what you could do is pull your roll off and put some glue on the plastic inside here and just glue your paper or your toilet paper roll right to that black plastic inside. It's you know, it's touching, so the glue would grab that and then it wouldn't move, and then you wouldn't have this, because this is, I'm not sure exactly what this edge is going to do. I have a feeling that I'm gonna push it down on my table here a little bit. I have a feeling that that edge may kind of show up just like the other smaller brayers, except that it'll show up a little bit like wavy, because this is going to be kind of wavy. So yeah, if this works well, then I would say we're going to glue on there. If you like the way it works, just put some glue on the inside and glue your roll on there. And there we go. Brayer number 1 for our jelly plate. Okay, brayer number 2, the big one. Let me close up my knife here. See how long I've been. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, and then I think I'm going to have to turn this off because I'm going to run out of a little bit of time, and then I'll come back and show you it finished. But what I'm going to do is I am going to take some paper towel, because the hole in our paper towel is bigger than our paint roller. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically fill this gap here with tape and paper towel. Now you could do it with just masking tape. The only thing about that is that it'd take a lot of masking tape to fill up that big of a gap. So we're going to put paper towel in there too, and that will give us much more of a poofy space. And I think what I would do is start with the handle end, so that it's easier to just slide this on there, see what you think about how it's fitting, and slide it off until you get it where you need it, and do this one second. Because if you get this one just how you need it and you have to keep trying it on here, it's going to be kind of a pain. So I'm just going to take, like, this is just 4 layers folded up. I'm not going to wrap this all the way around because it will then be loose and it will want to move or come off. Oh, come on. Okay, so here's our masking tape. I'm going to start on the plastic and then just take a piece of my paper towel, put that in there, put some masking tape on for, let's say, about 1 inch, and then I'm just gonna pull that off, tape the tape to more plastic, put in, I'm just gonna cut this in little pieces. But you just want to make sure that the start of your masking tape is on the plastic, maybe a piece of it in the middle, and the end. You want to make sure that you've got enough masking tape to go that far. So I'm going to put that piece in there like that, come across it, and tape this masking tape to the plastic. And then I'm going to just get another piece. And I'm going to continue. I'm going to tape this, tape it down, put in a piece of our paper towel, go around, hold it down, put in a piece of the paper towel. I don't really have enough room to put another one, so I'm just going to put that down. And then I'm going to put this on here, see how it fits. I definitely have a ways to go, and it's actually going to be wider than this piece here. It's going to stick out a little bit. So I'm going to go and do that and do the other end, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I have finished this end, and I've tried my paper towel roll on there, and it fits really well. So I was just showing you on my last piece here, I think. And again, I just have some folded up paper towel, and then make sure that I have enough masking tape to really stick there. You want a little bit of paper towel, then a little bit of masking tape. I'm going to try this. And there we go. Oh yeah, that's nice and tight. So now what I'm going to do, I've taken a paper towel and folded it in half, the length of this. And I'm going to do another one and cut it the length. There we go. And then I'm going to put this in here and put it around and put some tape around it. I want this to be kind of solid too. I don't want my paper towel roller to be bending in the middle, although we're just going to be going across, you know, paint, so it's not like it should bend, but you know, we just want to make sure that we can make sure that it's sturdy. So I'm going to roll this around here. Put some masking tape around it. Get some of this end down here too. Okay, and then I'm going to take this one and put it on there. Put the masking tape this way. Once it gets inside the paper towel roll, it's not going to go anywhere. And I think I'm going to do one more. It depends on your paper towel. This is 50-cent paper towel that I got at Walmart, and it's really bad paper towel. If you get it wet and squish it out, it like turns into the size of a pea. There's nothing to it. I think I'm going to do this one the long way too. Just put that on there. And I actually want to tape it on the other side. And this is going to be inside, so it shouldn't get wet. And paints are not that wet. If you're doing something super wet, then you might want to pull this out of your paper towel roll and let it dry, or redo it if you have to if it gets too wet. Now, this video I don't want to be 5 million years long, but it's not as solid on the ends because it does curve down just a little bit. You know, you could pad this up more even, put a little bit more right here. I think this is going to work fine. And I lost my paper towel roll. There it is. Alrighty. Okay, before I even stick that in there, I'm going to trim this end because it's all kind of like folded up and everything, and you're going to want it to be smooth because you're not going to want it to rub on your jelly plate. So I'm going to get that off and then just go around, give it a trim, give it a little haircut. There we go. Okay, and then I am also going to trim this end right about there. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to fold this? This one I'm going to try by not folding it over like the little one. I think that this one I'm going to just put it on there and we'll see how it goes. If I have to do another one so that I can fold it over and tape it to this end here so that it doesn't come off, I can do that, but we'll just see. You just want to take it a little bit at a time because you don't want to rip your I'm just having fun, it's flying everywhere. You don't want your paper towel holder to get all bent up. And because it's round and connected, it's not easy to, okay, that's my level right there. And let's see how this works. Now carefully slide it in because you don't want to, after you just trimmed your end, you don't want to smuck it up. Tuck that in there. It does fit, but it's tight, and that's what we want. If it isn't tight, then your roller will go around and your paper towel tube will just stay in one spot. Tuck all that in there. And now get to this end and tuck this in. Just do it a little bit at a time. Just work it around. There we go. And perfect. Voila. We have Brayer number 2. I'm so happy with these. I'm so happy with that big one. I'm so excited to try and use it. Okay, now we've got this one. And this thing is so little. I really couldn't figure out what to do with it, but I think I do have it. And I think what we're going to do with this one, I didn't want that sponge on there because I didn't want that sponge sucking stuff up. It would be worse than the paper towel. Okay, what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to take our Walmart bag or Dollar Tree bag. We're going to need more than one, I think. And I'm going to make it as long as that, so I think probably fold it in 4. Not quite 4. Let's see. Yep, 4. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to put a little piece of tape in the middle to hold that together so it doesn't want to keep coming unfolded. I'm going to take my bag and put it on there, and I'm going to tape across that to hold the bag on. All we're doing is making this fat enough to hold our toilet paper roll. And then I am just going to roll it up. And we actually could have used the bag instead of the paper towel on our big one. That would have worked too. Yes, definitely we're going to need 2 or 3, I think. And you want to get that on there kind of tight so that it makes your toilet paper roll nice and firm. Take a piece of our masking tape and tape that down. put on another one. Okay, I'm going to put 2 more on here exactly like that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back to finish up the roller 3. I did put 2 more bags on here, and it's not quite tight enough, so I am going to put 1 more, so that'll be 4. And again, this is just a regular Walmart bag, folded in half, and then folded in half again, and then I just put a little piece of tape to hold it in the middle while I'm rolling it. And I'm just going to take this all the way across. Like that. And then just keep it pretty centered. Try and keep it kind of tight. Just going to roll it and pull it. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, because these last ones are going to get skinny right here, I'm going to cut this piece off. That was where the handles would have been, because that would have been just like thick in the middle right here. Okay, so I'm going to tape it this way. See how this is going to work. And looks like this is going to work fine. And it's tight, and you want it to be tight because you want your brayer to be pretty solid. I'm going to trim off those little hairs sticking out there. Okay, we're going to try this one like that. That's 4 Walmart bags. Possibly I could fit another one in there if I squeezed really hard. But I'm going to try it like this, and if it does move, then I'll just put another one in there. So that's brayer number 3. So here we go. For our jelly plates, we have a large brayer, a medium brayer, and on this one, I only, because of how far that bag came out, I just trimmed the ends. Just a little bit that, you know, like they get a little bit frayed on the end. I just trimmed off the ends and left it that long. And then we have our mini, which is a little bit smaller than that one. So there's how to make those 3 brayers. So no matter which one of those rollers you get, you can try and make your own brayer. Has someone done this before? Probably. I have no idea. I haven't seen it, but I'm not saying I made this up. I'm just trying to find a way for us to have a brayer, because you're really kind of, brayers are nice with your jelly plate. So I'm just trying to find a way for us to have a brayer without it breaking the bank. And these were, each one of them were $1 at the dollar store. So you can choose whichever one that you want to get and try that one. And we already had our paper towels and our masking tape, and the bags were free. So they cost us $1 to make, and they're much more expensive than that at the craft stores. And I was just trying to figure out, I thought rolling pin would work great. And I was at the dollar store. She said, oh yes, we usually have them, but we're out right now. So I thought, cool, I'm going to wait for that. Well, the rolling pins came in, and they're the type that are like a dowel. Well, you don't want to be rolling like this on your jelly plate and getting paint all over your hands. And the rolling pins at Walmart, the cheapest one was $10. You could buy a brayer for that. And so then I did think, the lint rollers. But the thing is with the lint rollers is the handle comes off the end here, so you're rolling like this. Well, if you're trying to get across to the other side of your jelly plate, then your hand's going to kind of want to touch it. So I wanted something that worked on the order of a brayer, where you could hold it on the top and roll it across. So that's where I came up with this idea. So those are our brayers. We've got our jelly plate done. We've got our brayers done. Now all we need to do is collect up our stencils, our stamps, our paint, our rollers, our paper, and some roll-off paper, and we'll be ready to go. So collect all your stuff up, and I'll be back for part 3 of week 15, Build Your Stash and Craft. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.